watched his chest rise and fall in quiet, steady movements. I grabbed the keys he'd dropped on the floor in my wrist purse with my cell phone and slammed the door shut, blocking the car. Liam didn't live too far, and even though I knew it was a lot to ask, I was going to have to wake up Tate, if Jared was even letting her get any sleep at all. I ran my hands down my strapless white summer dress and powered quietly down the sidewalk in my rhinestone sandals. Pretty dressed up for the racetrack earlier, but I wanted to look nice at the party. It was the last time I was going to see some of these people, for a while anyway. Squeezing my little purse, small enough for my phone and some money in my hand, I traipsed up the small incline into Jared's yard and up the front steps of his house. No light shone from inside, but I knew there had to be some people still here, since the street was littered with a few unfamiliar cars and I heard the low beat of music still pouring out. Lyrics sang something about down with the sickness. I turned the knob, stepped into the house, and peered around the corner into the living room. And stopped. Dead. What the? The room was dark, not a single light showing other than the blue glow from the screen on the stereo. Maybe there were other lights on in the house. Maybe there were other people still here, I couldn't say. All I could do was fucking stand there as my eyes stung and a lump stretched my throat at the sight of Jaxon Trent damn near naked on top of another girl. I instantly looked away, closing my eyes. Jax, I shook my head. No, I didn't care about this. Why was my heart beating so fast? Jaxon Trent was Tate's boyfriend's little brother. Nothing more, just a kid. A kid who watched me. A kid I rarely ever talked to. A kid who felt like a threat just standing next to me. A kid who was looking less and less like one every day. And right now he wasn't coming up for air. I jerked my body toward the door, not wanting him, or her, to see me, but... "Jax," the girl gasped. "More, please." And I stopped, unable to move again. "Just leave, Casey. You don't care." I squeezed the doorknob, sucking in quick breaths, but I didn't move, couldn't move. I didn't know why my hands shook. Chewing my bottom lip, I inched around the corner again and saw him and the girl. My heart pounded like a jackhammer in my chest, and it hurt. The girl, I didn't recognize her from school, was completely naked, lying on her stomach on the couch. Jax was sprawled on top of her from behind, and, judging from his jeans pushed down below his ass and his thrusting hips, he was inside her. He didn't even get fully undressed to make love to a girl. He couldn't even look her in the face. I wasn't surprised. With the arrogance he displayed around school, Jax could do whatever he wanted, and he did. Holding himself up with one arm, he used the other to wrap around her face and twist her chin toward him before he leaned down and covered her mouth with his. Liam had never kissed me like that. Or I'd never kissed him like that. The girl, long blonde hair fanning around her face and spilling over her shoulders, kissed him back with full force, their jaws moving in sync as his tongue and teeth worked her. Jax's smooth, sculpted hips ground into her in slow, savory movements, while his hand left her face to run down her back and then slide underneath her body to cup her breast. He didn't do one thing at a time. Every part of his body was in this, and everything he did looked as if it felt good. And why wouldn't it? Jax was coveted by the girls in this town for a reason, after all. He was suave, confident, and good-looking. Not my type, but there was no denying that he was sexy. According to Tate, he was part Native American. His skin was like toffee, smooth, unblemished, and warm-looking. His hair was a deep brown, almost black, and it hung halfway down his back. He often braided pieces of it before tying it back into a ponytail mid-skull, which he did all the time. I'd never seen his hair hanging loose. He had to be 6 feet tall by now and would probably be exceeding his brother in height in no time. I'd seen Jax on the lacrosse field at school and at the gym where we both worked out. The dips in his biceps and triceps flexed as he held himself above the girl and worked his body into hers. With the moonlight coming through the window, I could just make out the V in his torso as it descended to his abs and lower. He didn't break pace as he whispered in her ear, and as if she were given an order, she dropped her foot to the floor, bent her knee, and arched her back. Jax let his head fall back and bared his teeth as he sank deeper into her, and I stared.